All right, correlation coefficient went real well yesterday, so we'll move to the next thing. We got to work with residuals. It's not so bad. What a residual is it's the actual value minus the predicted value. All right? To me, the hardest part is always remembering which one goes first. I sometimes get a little confused and think predicted minus actual. It's actual minus predicted. What that means is when we have like a table, in the table is the actual value. Our line of best fit, it tells us what the predicted value is. So if we look here at this one, it says the line of best fit for a scatter plot is y equals 5.29 x minus 219. The actual value of y when x is 57 is 90. What's the residual value for when x equals 57? All right, so the actual value is 90. So that's going to be our actual. The way we get our predicted value is to use that equation. So we're going to have 90 minus something. The predicted value we got right there. It tells us what x is. So all we're doing is we're going to go ahead and plug in the 57 for x. So when you put that into Desmos, since we're using Desmos today, we got 5.29. You can put some parentheses on the 57, or you can put like times, and then you can put the minus 19. You can put that all in one row. All right, so what's that give you? 82.53. And then we subtract. So when you subtract there, sometimes you're going to get a positive number, sometimes you're going to get a negative number. It's kind of usually about 50-50 because the line of best fit, remember, has to go through the middle of the data, right? So that means some of them will be above, some of them will be below. When they're below, that's when we get the negative numbers. When they're above, that's when we get a positive number. So this case here, what was that, 7.47. Everybody kind of follow? Not so bad, right? You just got to remember actual minus predicted. All right, so then we get a table. So here's what we got to do first. Everybody on Desmos, click for your little table, enter in this table. And then once you have the table in, do the y1 with a little squiggly line mx1 plus b. All right, so we got y equals everybody got it yet? Everybody will give me a slope. Slope m. 4.15 for the m. Is that what you said? M. 4.15. All right, so 4.15x. What's our y-intercept? Who can tell me that? Emmy? Negative 131. You said 0.1? All right. Everybody got those same numbers? We all have the same table. We should have the same numbers. When you're guessing based on a scatter plot, that's when you maybe get some differences. All right, so those decimals kept going though, didn't they? Or no, not for this one? Yeah, they did. So we're making a little bit of an estimate, right? Your answer sometimes varies based on how you make that estimate. So what we're going to do then, we're going to take our 71 and we're going to plug it in for x. So we got 4.15 times 71 minus 31.1. So who can give me that? 163.55. All right. And then it's the actual minus the predicted. So what's the actual value? 167. The actual value is what the y value is for the table. So we got 167 minus that, the 163.55. And who's got that? Emmy? 3.45 is correct. Okay? Any questions on that? All right, so what you have to do sometimes, though, is you have to round a little bit because we're getting a bunch of decimals. And we're going to get a lot of decimals. So the way you can get most exact, I got my table here. Everybody's got the same table. You might have a different color on it, but it's the same table. I got my y1 and all that. It's got the same equations, same numbers. Like I said, those decimals kind of keep going. What you can do to make sure it's exact, on another row on Desmos, if you put the actual value minus whatever the x value is, m plus b. Everybody see how that works? So what it did is it did whatever the m was, took the whole thing, didn't round, and did the same thing for the b, didn't round. So I got 3.0862, right? A little bit different than what we got. When you round, you're getting some different answers. Everybody kind of follow on that? So what I need you to do when you're working on it today, we're going to get those exact numbers. All right, everybody clear on that? So write this down. Just be on like a board to keep it. We're going to do actual number. So that's whatever the y value is from the table. Or if they give you like an equation, they'll give you like one of the y values. Minus, I'm going to put in parentheses just because it's more than one word, x value, m plus b. And actually, sorry, we won't put all that in parentheses too. All right, so when you put that in, like we had for this one, we had 167 minus 71m plus b. That's going to look on a row in Desmos. Everybody kind of follow on that? What that does is it takes away that rounding. Otherwise, you're always going to get answers that are a bit different than what you see as answer choices. Okay? Any questions? All right, try this one. Find the residual value for the 52.5-inch student. Or at least I think these are students. Usually answer choices are 2 decimal spots for this. Oftentimes you get more than 2 for your answer though. Yeah, what you got? Yep. So we got negative, say it again, Aiden. 1.56. All right, how many of you got something different? All right, so a few of you got something different. The first thing you always want to check is your table. When you check your table, make sure it has X1 at the top. After you make sure that's good, you got to make sure you have everything entered in correctly. If you are off on one of your numbers, it's going to make all the rest of the answers off a little bit as well. That into your Desmos after you get your line of best fit equation. You're doing our actual value is 76 minus, it's going to be 52.5 m plus. All right, so that's how it should look on the next row. If you do that correctly, you'll get that negative 1.56. Everybody follow on that? Really, that end parentheses probably not super necessary. Okay?